2021, what a year. Growth, a lot of hard times, being too busy and stressed out to enjoy things I used to love doing, returning to various fandoms that I haven't been part of for years and years. A lot happened this year whilst we were in and out of lockdown, and various other things happened. Okay, so let's dial back to December 2020, 30th of December 2020. I came out as non-binary. It took me a long time to figure out that I was non-binary. I went through a whole process of months of trying to figure out, am I gender fluid, am I gender queer, and various other things. Am I demi-girl, demi-boy, am I transgender? And I couldn't really properly put my finger on it until I was re-watching the Thomas Sanders Pride videos for the third time last year, I think. And it was Joan and I think Talon who mentioned that they're non-binary. And when I heard that word that time around, I looked it up, I looked at the flag, and I felt a spark, and it felt like it fits, you know. So I woke up next day and said, right, this is me, I am non-binary. The first people I told were my mum, my best friends, and then I announced it online, so I actually figured it out. That wasn't until the 30th, which as of today, 30th of December 2021, it's now been a year since I came out. So if you're watching this and you supported me all the way throughout this, figuring myself out, thank you so much, because it's taken me such a long time to figure out who I am and figure out what fits well. So in January, I think within the first few weeks, I received a diagnosis for generalised anxiety disorder, which a month or so previously I had talked to my doctor about, and then I got the diagnosis, and I got and I started therapy then and there for it. Because we were still in lockdown, this was online therapy via a website. I can't quite remember what it is, but if you do want to know, I'll make sure to link it below if you feel that you need help with various things. The way I got around to encountering this was again last year in November, I think. I was re-watching the Sanders Sides series again by Thomas Sanders, and I was about partway through Accepting / Understanding Anxiety Part 1, I think, and it clicked that I shared a lot of the symptoms they mentioned, and yeah, I talked to my mum about it, who helped me talk to my doctor about it, and that led to diagnosis. So Thomas has literally changed my life twice now, I think. That meant that I knew that it wasn't me feeling shy when I was a kid. It was the anxiety that would make me do things in various ways, or make me react in certain ways and all that. and having that diagnosis gave me some peace of mind. Then slightly later on in January, I woke up in the morning, which back then I would do more often than I do now, and there was some really thick, like proper frost. So I got into my Pattern Sanders cosplay, which I'll put the pictures here and here and here. Then I walked up to a local hill, which is that way, and I took pictures. It was cold, my hands went completely numb, but it was so worth it because it looked like snow, but it wasn't, it was frost. And then I think I spent about 2 hours doing that, and then I walked home because the frost began to melt, sadly, which was beautiful because I've never done that in the past, and I honestly think that's the first time I've seen frost like that here, which was amazing. Also in January, I began to start freehanding the artwork that I would create more, compared to in the past where I've traced over pictures, or I've used bases or stencils, or I've used part of pictures. I began to do artwork just from what I've learnt in the past, what I've picked up, and from memory, which was actually really fun. Quickly and swiftly moving on to February, I coped with my first wisdom tooth removal, which as soon as it came out, I went straight into some form of panic attack or anxiety attack, which wasn't fun, but it's an experience to know what I can and can't cope well with, especially under pressure. It took me about a week and a bit, I think, after that to, heal up for the swelling to go down. Lots of soup, lots of drinks, mashed potato. I think Mum made some form of a sausage patty which had like mash, onions, sausages and gravy. It was delicious. The same month I managed to hit 180 subscribers on YouTube, which shocked me because I literally woke up to it not expecting the jump from, I think, 150 to 180 in such a short span of time. I started to, and because of that being one of the first positive things to happen that month, I started to plan my task list in a more balanced way, where I would do all the chores and the boring stuff or sneaky stuff in the morning, and then in the afternoon and evening I would chill out. I might hang out with friends, I might do artwork, record YouTube videos, I would balance it out really well, because I had the spare time for that, of course. Because I had so much extra spare time, I began to teach myself how to use a sewing machine, which I've never used before. I'd say about 95% of it I did alone, from what I've seen my mum and my brother doing in the past. The rest, I would ask mum for help with the thread got stuck or cord or something. After that, I coached for, I think, a week, maybe 2 weeks without my laptop, because if you've been following me anywhere or you've been watching me on YouTube, Earlier this year, my laptop got to have issues where it would get like really noisy, and it would go sometimes. So we sent that off to get repaired, and during the time it was being repaired, I didn't film a single YouTube video, and any artwork I did do, I had to use either my dad's iPad or one of the family computers downstairs, which was tricky because I've been getting used to using my own laptop and my own setup and all that. But after it came back, I immediately got back into the flow of YouTube and all that, and creating artwork of my own terms, and having evenings where I would chill out watching things on YouTube, or gaming, or writing, or watching movies or other stuff on Netflix, which was really fun. Moving on to March fairly swiftly, I began to stream on Twitch, which is one of the things that I've been wanting to do ever since Jacksepticeye spent most of the year, several years back, doing charity streams. So every Sunday I would spend the morning preparing stuff for streaming, and then in the afternoon I would stream for about 2 hours every single Sunday without fail, which meant that I was finally trying something new out. I was tending to get past the anxiety, find something new to focus on, and it definitely began to help with both confidence and communication skills, because I was constantly having to communicate with anyone who was watching, even if they weren't, as well as teach myself to multitask, which is one thing that I heavily struggle with, because there were often times when I would be playing a game, someone would come into chat and start talking or asking a question, and I would have to respond while I was still concentrating on it. I started doing more artwork, I did a ton of edits, I took part in various fandom projects where I would cosplay as either Virgil or Patton as normal. And that's about it, really. Moving on to April, I bought a black A4 sketch pad of black paper, because I've always wanted to push myself to create artwork in ways that I haven't done so in the past, or haven't done so for a long time. And I began to do drawings on black paper using like white pastels, white pens, white pencils, white biros and all that, which was actually honestly really fun, and I hope to return to it at some point when I have the spare time. I started to socialise outside of home because restrictions were lifting a little too rapidly. It meant that I could meet up with friends, I could like go to small gatherings with a few friends, which was really fun, because I spent most of the year not going out anywhere, not meeting anyone, not seeing anyone outside of home, which was pretty heartbreaking, because despite the anxiety and disabilities, I'm actually really sociable. I somehow sort of made it into another Thomas Sanders video. This time it was a We Do Request video, and somehow one of my requests from Instagram was actually answered and they actually took part in it. And I'll pop the clip here so you guys can see my reaction to them reading my name out.
Thomas, we're gonna do this request right here. Starflight 4842.
That's me! Oh my
Chubby
God!
Bunny Challenge.
Wait.
Have you done this challenge before, Joan?
I don't.
Oh my God! Oh my God! What? How do I describe my emotions right now? Ah! Okay, there. What? Okay, let's run it back just a bit.
Well, right now?
All right, Thomas, we're gonna do this request right here. Starflight 4842 asked Chubby Bunny Challenge.
Have you done this challenge before, Joan?
I don't think I have. Let's see. Gameplay. You can play Chubby Bunny with as little as 2 players. The game can be taken in individual turns. After each marshmallow is inserted, the player must say Chubby Bunny. When the player's mouth is so filled with marshmallows, they cannot recite Chubby Bunny audibly, or they eject one or more marshmallows from their mouth. Your score is tallied.
On that note, I've got my marshmallows.
Who wants to go first, Thomas? You or me?
Go ahead.
Chubby Bunny.
Chubby Bunny.
Let's see if I can say Chubby Bunny with 2 marshmallows in my mouth. Are you prepared to learn the answer to that question? Chubby Bunny.
Chubby Bunny. My mouth is already experiencing things.
It gets harder.
Oh God.
Let's hear it.
What? Okay. Chubby Bunny.
Hey, wait, look at me, John. I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse. Okay, I'm gonna do 3.
Okay.
Chubby Bunny. You got this.
Pardon?
What?
Chubby Bunny.
There you go. So that was 4 for you, this is 4 for me. Ew. Chubby bunnies.
Oh my God. I can't do it.
You couldn't do it?
No, I can't. See if you can beat me. See if you can get 5.
Chubby bunnies.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Nuh-uh.
chubby bunnies.
Oh my God. What is that, 7?
Chubby bunnies.
Oh my God.
Chubby
This is a
bunny.
nightmare.
Oh.
Wow, that was incredible.
Oh my gosh.
And as I mentioned, I returned to work, which was working twice a week, 1 till 4, at a local charity shop, which was enjoyable. I finally got to see friends I hadn't seen for ages, and one thing I love about working with there is it's a really good way to rebuild my social confidence. Like, I remember the first 3 weeks I returned there, we had 5 people coming in at one time ball, and often I would have to sign the door to make sure we only had 5 people in, which meant I had to talk to people, I had to communicate with people I did not know. Which I really struggled with. I'd often shut down a bit. I would get overwhelmed. I remember several times getting home and just collapsing to bed and napping, because it was that socially and mentally exhausting. As well as that, wasn't that nice to just return to work, to see people I hadn't seen in such a long time. I hit 1,600 on TikTok. Absolutely blew my mind, because it was a massive jump from where I was a few days beforehand. I guess one of my videos got more views than normal. Oh yeah, I created artwork that took about 2 weeks to draw by hand. I cosplayed and I made some rainbow cupcakes for Thomas's birthday, and don't tell her I told you, but for the icing, my mum attempted to ice one first, and I think if I remember correctly, she couldn't quite get this roll to come out right. So when I tried, I warmed it up a bit, and I got her to watch, and what was like, you start here and you slow down so you get inwards. I've never iced like that before, never. Yet they look professional afterwards, which was awesome. Here's a photo of them. It was genuinely really fun doing that because I hadn't baked cakes in an awfully long time. Swiftly moving on to May. Not much occurred beyond creating artwork, hanging with friends, work, and various other things. But I did actually experience my most frightening anxiety attack. It was on the day that Mum and I had been out locally somewhere at a National Trust place. It's a historic house somewhere nearby. We got home and a few hours or so afterwards, I was sitting, I think, trying to focus on a game or artwork or something. I remember my mind went completely blank. Basically, it went from colours and thoughts and emotions and imagination to just blank, and then it was like a explosion of light. It kind of went boom, and I had a anxiety attack. It was scary, not fun. I do not recommend it. It was exhausting, and I went to bed almost straight afterwards. It is possible to have anxiety attacks for literally no reason whatsoever. So don't make fun of people who have anxiety, because they're having a very hard time just daily. Yeah, but that was really scary. It was frightening. I hope to not have one that bad again. But it's the cruel truth of having a disorder like that. Regular anxiety attacks for no reason, or various forms. Moving on to June, which is a bit more light and happy and bouncier. I celebrated Pride Month for the first time as non-binary as well as bisexual. I've been bisexual now for 3-4 years, I think, because of all the positivity that I drew from all of that. I started to push myself to create more realistic artwork. Despite never finishing it, it was fun to try out a new form of artwork. I uploaded more unboxing videos to YouTube, which were the Jacksepticeye, Gaelic Gladiator and the Patton Sanders U2's unboxings. I've never done unboxings like that. The only other unboxing I've done on this particular YouTube channel is of the Thomas Sanders t-shirt I got last October. I created my first my first group chat for regular Zoom calls, because up until fairly early this year, there was a particular group Zoom call that would happen once a week, every week, where founders would get together. We would dress up in various theme things. We would hang out, watch Thomas Sanders content. The longest one went on for 8 hours non-stop. I attended some of that, and then it just sort of stopped after various things happened. People returned to school and college and all that. It definitely was one of the main reasons that I really gained so much confidence in talking to people, because we would do that for hours and hours on end every evening. We actually still do it now, which I love. That same month, or the month before, I had both my first and my second COVID jabs. The second one affected me the most. Sorry for what was, but I was only in bed for a few days. It was fine. It was worth it. Get your jabs. It's so worth it to get your jabs. I completed therapy, so I was in therapy from late January to early June, which was awesome because that helped me to work through various ways to inform people of the anxiety, find coping methods like have a certain particular toy too hard if I'm feeling nervous or anxious. And it was because of those therapy sessions online that I was actually able to start talking about anxiety and teaching others about this generalized anxiety disorder. Often on TikTok, I will post a short TikTok where I make light or I might use meme noises or trending sounds to spread awareness of having anxiety, help others to understand how to help people with anxiety and all that, in a light and comedic way, hopefully to get the message across more. I started my first non-Roblox and non-Happy Wheels series, which I never thought I would do, which is that technically it's a horror game, Little Nightmares, because a week or so beforehand it was free on Steam for a limited period of time, and I took the opportunity and I downloaded it. So far I think we're about quarter of the way through the second level. I can't quite remember. I'm going to return to that in the new year. I really enjoyed playing something different and trying something different, even if half the time I was scared out of my mind. Moving on to July. One of my favourite months is July. I was home alone for 2 weeks because my parents went on holiday up north in Yorkshire, I think. And one of the days within those 2 weeks was my 24th birthday. So what I did was I researched into how to make a cake. I came up with a cake design which it looked simple to start with, but trust me, it was not simple to make. I foraged items. I think I spent 3 days hunting down various items which would be perfect for making this particular cake. I had help to make the cake and cook it in the actual daytime, but everything else, removing it from the oven, taking the cake out of the tin and icing it, I did alone, with very little spoons of icing a cake like that with fondant. I made sure to buy too much icing in case I mess up the first load, which I did. So thank God I bought extra just in case. And this is what the cake turned out to be. The reason I went with this is because Virgil has helped me through so much, and he's kind of like a guide for me I guess, when I'm struggling with anxiety. I think like him and all that strategically, which helps, and the cake tasted amazing. I blew the candles out when my parents were both on video call. My brother came round a day or two after and said happy birthday. I could be wrong, but I think he gave me a cake or sweets or something. It's such a brotherly thing to do. Yeah, I offered him some cake. We had a chat, and then he drove back home, which was nice. I celebrated my 24th birthday by going with one of my best friends of 20 years now. Well, technically 20 years, 4 months and a bit. And we went to watch Black Widow at the cinema, which was amazing. I cried watching it. But after that, we went to KFC, and then I had my cake. She gave me my panda, who's now my comfort stuffy. He's really soft, and I called him Thomas after Thomas Sanders. Because of course, probably wouldn't be me if I never became a founder. So in August, I started attempting a new drawing tool. I wanted to draw the orange sides eyes from the end of the most recent Asides episode. So I looked up how to draw it. I tried pencil, I tried paint, and I ended up buying a handful of water soluble wax pastels, and despite attempting to draw this on black paper multiple times and asking for help and googling and watching tutorials, I couldn't get the picture done because things just did not want to cooperate. I may do it another time, but I don't know. But it was definitely nice to try something new and different. And that same month, I reached 200 subscribers on YouTube, which again blew my mind, because up until I reached 100 subscribers in 2020, I never thought I would be going anywhere. I just game for fun and record for fun because I enjoy it, and I hope I'm helping others to feel happy and to smile. The way Jacksepticeye did for me when I was growing up years ago. So kind of passing it on. I received my non-binary flag that month. It took almost an entire month to just reach me, but it was so worth it because having there, I can be reminded of how far I've actually come, which was awesome. I went to Brighton for one of the first times since lockdown had lifted this year, which is a long time, and I don't know if any of you watching are Jacksepticeye fans, but last year the movie Free Guy was supposed to come out last November, I think? No, something like that. And because of lockdown they shifted it to this year. So I saw Free Guy, which was really cool. Highly recommend watching it if you haven't already. Also, it's got Ryan Reynolds in. And I saw Extended Family at a family get-together for the first time in over a year. Because normally I only see them once a year if I'm lucky. Moving on to September before my camera dies on me. I worked my arse off to improve at creating photo edits because I took part in a founded thing where we would create stuff for the friends of Thomas Sanders as well as his parents, and I did 2 photo edits every single day without fail, which I really enjoyed. Oh yeah, and I tried out a few different places to eat lunch before I went to work on Tuesdays and Saturdays, although it got to a point where it would get too crowded and the food was boring, it was too samey. Yeah, it was nice to try something new. In October I began to work on Sanistober, even though I didn't complete it all because of other engagements like work and going out and all that, and I found some of the things a bit too complicated to create any form of art from, but I tried. I got to, I think, day 8, and then I stopped. In November, as you'll remember, because I put a vlog up about this, I went to London and I attended a TikTok meetup. It took me 2 months exactly to plan everything, buy everything, budget everything for this. It was so worth it. I made multiple friends, which I loved, and I got up to London for the first time since February 2020, which was really cool. I started planning the artwork that I want to do next year. I hope to go more freehand. I hope to do a broader range of things, not just Sandsides, but maybe Jacksepticeye, maybe artwork based off other things I like. I also returned to writing fanfiction for the first time since September 2020. September 2020, because I lost all my writings. Shame. But that was a blast. I hope to continue writing things and that. And finally, December, hopefully my camera doesn't die. I spent Christmas with extended family for the first time since December 2018. I gained a few things that will help me with YouTube, so you'll see. I'm not gonna spoil it. You will see what I'm planning. But that was awesome, and I spent a lot of time petting their dog. I hosted my first charity live streams as part of Thankmas, where I raised $100, which stunned me. $100 over the course of just 2 days, playing games for hours on end. So I hope to do more of that next year. And I became part of Creator Next, which is a new thing that allows smaller content creators on TikTok to be monetized. And that is my year. not quite as exciting as last year, but hey, it was a really fun year. I got a lot done. I planned a lot. I changed a lot, and I learned a lot. So hopefully next year I can start doing more original things on YouTube. I can do more charity streams on Twitch. I can focus a bit more on artwork, and I can work on attempting to move out finally. You know, get my own place and be able to create more. So if you did so to watch the entire thing, thank you so much. And I'll see you all in the next video. Okay. See you in 2022.